Here, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. Today, we're going to be talking about some new narratives that can be popping in crypto very soon. It's already starting to gain a little bit of traction. People are already talking about it all over Twitter. So, Bitcoin BRC-20 has now brought in the idea of, building on these other networks, such as LTC and Dogecoin. LTC now has brought in Ltc-20, which is basically the same thing as BRC-20, same as DRC-20, which is the same thing as BRC-20. DRC-20 is the same thing as BRC-20, and DRC-20 is basically Dogecoin's token. Right now, they have a chain out, right, called Doge Chain. We're going to talk about that in a different video where this is going to be a big battle brought up, but let's get into it, guys. So this article here by Dexter Lab here, Beyond BRC-20, the rise of DRC-20 and LTC-20 tokens, is a good read, guys, for you guys to understand what LTC-20 is and DRC-20 are. They're basically forks of BRC-20, but you essentially get to bring to life Dogecoin and also bring to life Litecoin. A lot of people have not been talking about Litecoin in a very long time. I remember in 2016 there was huge hype behind Litecoin. Then Charlie Lee sold all his tokens and people started to get away from Litecoin, and this is something that could possibly bring some life back into that back into that ecosystem. So on May 9th, DRC-20 tokens were introduced. So they're quite similar to BRC-20 tokens, in fact almost identical. Much like BRC-20, with DRC-20, required information is inscribed into this indivisible unit of Doge. Instead of Satoshis on Bitcoin, those units on Dogecoin are named elons. The DRC-20 white paper makes it no secret that, in fact, like BRC-20 tokens, DRC-20 tokens are also an experiment. So this is going to be something very interesting for you guys to understand, right? If you guys scroll on this thing here, it also lets you know how to mint on DRC-20 tokens, mint them using the dpal wallet, which we're also going to go over in a dedicated video for DRC-20 tokens, because I believe that is going to be something that is going to be pretty big to talk about. Right now, let's get into Litecoin. So the Litecoin has been going through the same phenomenon that Dogecoin has been going through. The Litecoin Foundation reported that about 500,000 new Litecoin addresses were created in a single day. Given this fact, coupled with the buzz around the Litecoin 20, the LTC-20, and the Litecoin community at the time the network transaction shot up, is reasonable assumption that caused this activity is similar on the Dogecoin blockchain. The recent launch of BRC-20 like standard Ltc-20, right? So these are going to be something that you probably going to want to pay attention to, because they may affect their ecosystem in the long term and may make it bigger in the long term as well. Fun little fact is that Litecoin's halving is slated for August, right? So that is going to definitely affect the price of Litecoin. As you guys can see, it is at $88 as of right now, right? But also, being in crypto gave it a price prediction of $120. They gave it a little price prediction of $120, but scroll down a little bit here. This is for the activity. So notably, thousands of new users are hopping onto the LTC-20 bandwagon, driving Litecoin's network activity to unprecedented levels. Litecoin's daily active addresses, DAA, spiked over 200% in May. So that is huge. As you guys can see, the chart below has showed the increase from April's maximum of 230,000 addresses to over 832,000 recorded on May 10th. So this is a lot of activity going on the Litecoin network. So they talk a little bit about their prediction road to 120 here. However, the bulls are to be confident of bullish Litecoin prediction. LTC must first clear the initial resistance at $105, right? But profit taken by 101 million investors that bought 5.8 million Litecoin at the average of 105 may prevent it, right? So there's going to be some talks here that they have here. I'm not really into the price prediction as of right now, short term, and long term it actually looks pretty interesting for as its halving is very close, right, in August. So I think that when we go into the bull market again, as you guys can see, its all-time high was 2 years ago where it hit $410. So what I find crazy is that each bull run that we had, as you guys can see from these large spikes here, they've reached their new all-time high. With this one, I think it got up to, let me see if I can get it to the peak, let's just say 350, right, at the peak of 350, while this one was able to get it a peak at of 410, right? And now with new development and another halving under Litecoin's belt, could it reach 500? Could it reach 600? You guys let me know in the comments down below, but let's move on to Dogecoin. Now also, the daily Dogecoin transactions briefly beat Bitcoins after the DRC-20 token bark, right? So this is something that happened also last month. So the Dogecoin developer inevitable 360 took to Twitter to point out that the meme coin's peak of around 628,000 transactions. This is compared to Bitcoin's transactions of 575,000 transactions on May 13th. So they beat out Bitcoin's transactions during that time. So it shows that a lot of people are going to probably want to use Dogecoin, one, because of the cheaper fees, right? And a whole meme community behind it, right? And I do believe that the Bitcoin maxis aren't really too happy about, ordinals on Bitcoin, right? So that is something that may drive some adoption towards, ordinals on Litecoin or Dogecoin. But even with that, the increased activity on Dogecoin hasn't pumped the price at all, really, right? So maybe this is going to be something for the future to pay attention to. Right now, it's only at 6 cents, right? And a $9 billion market cap. Going into the future, maybe could we see that all-time high again that we all was happy about? Not all of us, because some of us skipped out on it, including me, right? The all-time high of 73 cents. Could we see that? Could we see $1? Are we ever going to see Elon say something about DRC-20 tokens, or make some payments on make payments on Twitter with Dogecoin, things like that? So this is something that people are going to look forward to see what's coming for the Dogecoin community. But you guys let me know what you guys think about Dogecoin's DRC-20 tokens and Litecoin's Ltc-20 tokens in the comment section down below, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.